When I was younger, I really wasn't a big fan of party-based RPGs. I preferred RPGs with one hero, like the hero of Kavach in Oblivion, the Dragonborn in Skyrim, or even Geralt of Rivia in The Witcher. But when I finally discovered Dungeons and Dragons, this changed for me. Not that I don't love RPGs focused on one character, because I still freaking love those, but I grew to love party-based RPGs. I played Divinity Original Sin again, and while I thought the first time I tried it was just okay, I absolutely loved my second attempt. I know, this video is about Dragon Age Origins, but we'll get there in a second. Anyway, Divinity Original Sin 2 truly made me a fan of party-based CRPGs. I've completed the game twice, completed the first Original Sin as well, and I'm now excitedly waiting for Baldur's Gate 3. But I grew quite bored of the early access of Baldur's Gate 3 and wanted to play something different for a change, entering Dragon Age Origins. Finally. BioWare was such a big deal for the RPG market, especially back in the days, but I missed most of it. I mean, I've played Dragon Age Inquisition, but I find that game just to be okay, I guess? I mean, some parts are truly amazing and some are just boring. But I never thought of playing an older Dragon Age, especially Dragon Age 2, but I heard everyone loving Dragon Age Origins. And well, since I was bored, I gave it a try. And I absolutely freaking loved it. It was amazing! So yeah, let's start at the beginning. I've booted up the game, changed some settings and created my character. And of course I had a hard time picking my race and class. Well, not the race, since elves are mostly my favorite race, but I didn't know how any of the classes will play. But searching everything up to spoil the surprise is boring, so I just went with mage. Because who doesn't love shooting fire out of your hands? And this is where I first started to get really impressed. Based on your race and class, the beginning of your game will change. I mean, excuse me? Are you saying that this game has multiple beginning areas similar to World of Warcraft back in the days before they all just changed it into one big streamlined experience? That's great, I love it! My first choice in the game already changes how I will experience the game compared to someone who picked up Human Rogue, for example. And when I entered the game, I was instantly surprised with all the dialogue options. Like, I had so many different things to say, and could also be an asshole right from the start. I mean, it probably sounds like I'm overhyping a 12-year-old game or something, but it's certainly way better than saying yes in 4 different ways where no still means yes.
Come back some other time.
Come on, hon. It's just a little paperwork.
I said no.
And I'm saying yes.
Anyway, I had to prove that I was a good boy to enter the circle, yada yada yada, and entered the Fate, as some sort of spirit realm to defeat a demon. And here I encountered a talking mouse that actually wasn't a mouse but was still called mouse and was apparently a human who traveled along with me, encountering some sort of demonic bear that could turn mouse into a bear, but I had to play a riddle game to convince him, where I of course failed, and fought the demonic bear, who also gave me a warning all along for the big demon. Anyway, I won the fight and he gave up and learned mouse to transform into a bear. But it was just a normal bear instead of a demonic bear, but mouse turned out to be fake because he was an actual demon all along. You still follow me? Anyway, it was chaotic, but it was great. This story is so stupid when I read it. But why is this weird story absolutely fantastic? Well, let's go back to the bear. The demonic bear, I mean. I had so many dialogue options I could choose from. I could have fought him instantly, run away, convince him through combat to learn mouse to transform into a bear, through riddles, and of course depending if I won or not, that would change as well. And while these were all different from each other, I also love the tone of the dialogue options you can choose from. Like a lot of times, even later on, you can ask, why do I need to do this? Or can't you do it yourself? Because it's kinda weird for everyone to ask you to fetch everything. I mean, it kinda belongs in an RPG from now on, but it's great that your character can actually ask it, or just say to do it yourself, or ask, why should I do it? But you can also choose the nice options like, yeah, of course I will help you. And we also see this kind of dialogue in Baldur's Gate 3, which is very good, but many modern RPGs don't actually have that great dialogue or player agency anymore. Luckily, CRPGs are more focused towards this kind of dialogue, but even games like the newer Dragon Age Inquisition isn't as deep in the beginning as this first installment. But I still want to play Dragon Age Inquisition later. I've played it over 40 hours but sadly lost interest over the time. Anyway, back to Origins. I passed the test and became a mage of the circle. Then one of my friends called Johan asked for my help. He was in love with a woman called Lily, which was strictly forbidden. He was to be made tranquil for this, which means basically losing your mind and soul, turning you into an empty vessel of your former self. But then I asked the first enchanter like what's going on, and he told me that Johan was practicing blood magic, a forbidden type of magic in secret, and was going to be punished for it. I returned to Johan and asked him about this, and he said it wasn't true at all. He said he was secretly sneaking out to meet Lily, but he understood that others can misunderstand it for practicing forbidden blood magic. And I believed him. So I promised helping them to escape this place and destroying some sort of essence. That gave the higher up some sort of power to control over you, I believe. Anyway, this was illegal as hell, but I wanted to wingman my body for his lover, and of course I thought he was going to be punished unrightfully. So after a while we've managed to complete all this, but were sadly caught once we were trying to escape the dungeon. The higher ups were mad and were threatening Johan and Lily, but suddenly Johan released his blood magic out of nowhere to kill some people and run away. Yes, that's right. This mother flipping bastard lied right to my face, deceiving me he had nothing to do with blood magic, and led me to this point where I basically betrayed the whole circle while I just completed my first exam. Great! And I was going to be punished for it. Until someone I talked to before said sacrificing everything I stood for to help a friend is something rare, and offered me to leave with him to join another faction where help was needed. And if I accept, no punishment would have been made here and I could safely leave this place in peace. So of course I accepted and went with him. And up to this point I've played around 5 hours of this game now, and it's only just the beginning. And for those who already played this game may think this is nothing yet, but I was already really impressed here. And of course the game looks outdated and I can make it better with mods, which I still need to do. But the story hook and deceiving friends really grabbed me by the neck and made me really invested. And I'm currently now doing my first quest for this new faction, but I already shared my first experience with this game and my overall thoughts on the story so far and its dialogue system. And I'm not going to go too deep into the combat system since I'm still basically learning it. This is actually my first CRPG I'm playing with real time and pause, because I've played Dragon Age Inquisition as a third-person action RPG, and all other CRPGs I've played were tactical turn-based like Divinity Original Sin and Baldur's Gate 3, and if I had a choice like in Pathfinder Kingmaker, I've switched to turn-based since I was already familiar with it. But it's shocking how in-depth this game is in the beginning, and how it instantly showed me a great beginning experience that someone else won't experience at all if they pick something like a Dwarven Warrior. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my first impression of Dragon Age Origins. And if you did, please like, comment and subscribe to help out the channel. The YouTube algorithm was in love with me until it also deceived me in the end, and now I need to grow my channel like a normal human being. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and please share your experience with Dragon Age Origins in the comments down below, or how tired you are of waiting for Dragon Age 4 as well. And with that, I will see you guys next time.